Hey guys, so if you want to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button to be notified every time I post a new video. If you want to like, my brain. Sorry, if you want to follow me on Instagram and look at my Amazon storefront, I will leave everything linked down below in the description box. Happy Vlogmas Day 5. I have not filmed in quite some time, so my brain's kind of wary. My brain's not working. I'm just gonna say that. Sorry. I will say, TMI, eventually I'm gonna get talking to like blood and needles. If you don't like that, you can click away. Then I'm gonna go into more in depth of like a really gross thing, pooping. So if you don't like that, I will say I'm not gonna talk about like what what my poops look like. I'm just talking like my poop schedule type of thing because it involves to one of the things that I wish I knew about getting Botox. So three of the things, I don't know if these are like really side effects. I think they are, but my body's so weird that whenever I get vaccines, this isn't like an anti-vax, a vax, pro, whatever. I'm just saying, for me, ever since I got like super sick and I figured out what is wrong with my body, my immune system, I can't take like normal vaccines, just like, for example, like the hepatitis A, or is it hepatitis B? One of those shots that involves two shots. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because when I took the first shot for the hepatitis A or B, because it has two rounds. I literally just said that in my brain. My arm like blew up. So anything happens with that, like I tend to get like weird side effects. My body just doesn't like things being injected into me. And like when I originally started on this like headache process, I tried an injectable shot to get rid of the headaches and Jovi, and I think like 4 months in, maybe, or 5 months in, my leg had like this big round rash. I don't know, not a rash, like it was big. You could tell it was like a lump where the injection site was. So my body's super weird. That was a really hard time to explain it for you guys. Sorry. Moving on to the first one. The pain hurts. I'm a very low in pain. I have a very low pain tolerance. I think needles hurt. Shots, my blood drawn, like a finger prick. Literally, when you do that, I'm such a baby. Like, whenever I get that things done, I typically need my mom to hold my hand. I'm okay with getting my blood drawn now. It's just more annoying because I've gotten my blood drawn so many times, but preferably, I wish I would have my mom there. Anyways, so you know why my pain tolerance is so low. And I was not expecting it to hurt so bad. Because I've seen some people get, like, on YouTube, the influencers occasionally that I watch, get Botox. And I saw, like, oh, out of curiosity, I figured, like, it's not gonna be that painful. It's gonna be painful, but not super painful to the point where I personally cried. And I wasn't like, it hurts. Like, I was sobbing. One of the reasons why I was sobbing because my head was hurting that morning and it was raining and the drive was long and it was just like, I was not feeling very good that day. It was the second dosage of it. And so because of that, when I first went in, I wasn't expecting to be painful. Like, I didn't cry. I wanted to cry, but it was like really painful for me and I did not like it. I was not excited for it. I hate needles again. I don't know how many times I can just say that. This is like one of the one things I hate about this process is the needle part. I wish I could get it like injected, like through like a nasal spray or like a pill, but too badly that is not a thing that happens. Because if that happens, I would take that immediately, the needles. Moving on, so I was expecting it to be not as painful, but no, it was painful, and then I started crying on my second round, and I was sobbing, and I was in so much pain, and I wasn't feeling good, and like, I just hated that feeling. I did not want to go through it again, but obviously I need to have more time on the Botox for it to work, because it just doesn't take very quickly. how I would want it to be, and I'm very impatient type of person. So, moving on to number 2 is the crunch sound. Another thing, I didn't realize Botox has like this crunch sound, but when I think Alicia Marie or Remy Ashton, one of those two, or maybe it was Lower DIY, maybe all three, I kind of forgot. They mentioned the crunching sound of Botox, and I was like, huh. And so it was like, I didn't know that. That's kind of like weird. I wonder what it sounds like. Obviously a crunch, but like a loud crunch. I don't know. So my first round, I went in and I wasn't really paying attention to it because I was just focused on like getting it over with. My second round, I definitely heard the crunch, obviously. I was more focused on the pain aspect, so I really didn't care for it. And now my third round, I obviously still don't really care for the crunch. Like, it's not a bothersome, it's just more annoying because when it does, when I hear that crunch sound, it always feels like I can feel the pain immediately. Like, I mean, I feel the pain because of the needle going in, but once she starts pushing down the needle into my skin, you know, and have the Botox released there, for me, once I hear that noise, I feel like for some reason that adds on to the pain level just a tad bit, even though I don't think so because of the sound. But my brain's, maybe I'm just going crazy here, but my nurse did say maybe the reason why it's more painful for me, maybe, or just painful in general, is because once it gets injected to you, the solution, that when it comes out of the needle, that's because that's when it becomes more painful. I'm sorry, my brain's not working today. Sorry. Moving on to the third one. This is where like things start changing because I didn't have the full dosage. I had 150 milligrams, and the full dosage for migraines for Botox is 200 milligrams. And for insurance reasons, you have to try the like first two dosage of like what you are given to, then the third one or fourth one, depending, I don't know. I'm assuming like if you're new, you can change it higher on the third round, but I could be wrong. But for me, I was able to go for the full amount, and so obviously this is different because it's 15 milligrams more. But for me, I noticed some symptoms that I think maybe relate to it, maybe not. I have no idea. Again, my body's super weird, so it's just maybe because, again, it's like a new weird substance like put into my body. I don't know. At just like a higher rate, higher level. I don't know. So I started burping immediately, and it wasn't just like, oh, a few burps. I started burping constantly for about like a week and a half, and it was like to the point where like I was drinking water, I was drinking Dr. Pepper, I drank some coffee from Starbucks, tea from Starbucks, like anything I ate or drink, I would just constantly burp so much. And then after I would burp, I would still have this giant feeling of like there's still air stuck in my throat and I need to burp, but I can't burp. That's very annoying. And then trying to sleep and the burping, I just could not handle that. And I talked to my nurse and she was saying, yeah, that's not a side effect from Botox. And she said, if I keep feeling that way, I should talk to my primary care doctor. I'm going to bring it up when I have my yearly physical. But it's weird because it has gone down, but it does feel like I still have like some leftover like air in my throat. And it turns out, didn't know that Botox is also used for people who can't burp at all. Obviously, I didn't get injected in my throat, but I don't know. Again, my body's super weird. The fourth one is a muscle spasm on my right thigh. This only happened one time, very briefly, so it went away immediately after. I was going in the car immediately after heading to Starbucks, and I just had a little spasm. We're literally driving out of the parking lot. Excuse me. And I just like felt a little spasm, and then it went away. I mean, it was weird because it felt like my thigh was like in pain, not in so much pain, but like it felt like, you know, I maybe had just pulled something there. I don't know. I just know I felt pain there. good thing it went away. So again, I don't know if it was just because I sat wrong, I put my legs in a wrong like place. I have no idea. Fifth one is stomach pain. I was not expecting this thing at all because that day I was in so much pain and my stomach at night, like I kept going to the bathroom and I kept pooping. Now I don't poop very often, I will say, because of that day I did get two Starbucks drinks involving coffee, and so coffee for me makes me poop, obviously. But when I take a break from coffee and I drink I drink it, I start pooping. But then after my body gets adjusted to it, I don't poop like every day, every other day. I'm just on a weird schedule. So same thing with like Dr. Pepper is when I take a break and I drink it again, I poop, and then maybe another day or two, maybe like a little break in between the first poop and the second poop day. I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, I just don't poop on a regular schedule. And so it was just weird. So I was thinking maybe that's why my stomach is hurting, because my stomach does tend to hurt after I drink coffee. But then the very next day and the third day, my stomach was still hurting, and I think the fourth day it was still hurting. It was less painful, but like I was saying to my mom, like it hurts. Like it literally feels like in the beginning when I first got sick, and where I went to the bathroom and my stomach was just like in so much pain. It reminded me of that, like in 2016. Or was it 2015? I don't know. Sorry, this video is super long. I tried to make it short, but you know, I'm just a rambler. So, I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys!